come get ready with me while I share some of my current hot takes. I just want to start off by saying don't start hating me in the comments. These are just my opinions, and of course you're entitled to have your own opinions as well. So actually the first two hot takes that I have currently, it's about two pretty popular shows, I feel like, in my opinion. So the first one being Friends is overrated, and I actually don't like the show. Like, I've tried watching it before and I just don't get into it. I recently heard that they copied this other show called Living Single, and apparently the characters are very similar and a lot of the storylines in the episodes are very similar as well. So the second show is Seinfeld. I cannot stand that show already. Like, I really can't. Like, I don't find it funny. I hate Jerry Seinfeld. Like, I just don't. He's such a weirdo. Like, he had a whole public relationship with a 17-year-old when he was 38 years old. And he's not in jail. He was never in jail for it. Like, it just makes no sense to me. How did they just let that slide? Now this one might be a little controversial, or just people might feel a little attacked, because I feel like if you're a picky eater, grow up. Like, what do you mean? And for example, like, I don't care, like, if you tried the food before and you just don't like it, okay, respect. Like, I'm not gonna force you to like something. But if you are not willing to try different food simply because you didn't grow up eating it, or you feel like it's out of your comfort zone, or like you don't like the smell, you don't like how it looks, like you're acting like a little kid. Like, so this next one is baths are actually really gross. And I'm saying this because how are you just gonna sit in a bathtub filled with water when you have not taken a shower? So everything that, like, all the sweat and germs that you've carried throughout the day, you're just letting them marinate in the water as you're sitting there, and it's just, I don't know, to me it's just gross. Like, why would you want to do that? Instead of hopping into the shower first to get rid of all those germs and then maybe take a bath. Like, and I think I heard this from like a show. I don't remember if it was like iCarly or like Victorious. I just remember like it was for sure a Nickelodeon show, and it just kind of stuck with me. Like, wait, that's kind of true. Like, you're really just sitting there in your germs. On to the next. If you are in a relationship and you go to a strip club, or it's like your bachelor party and your friends take you out to like a strip club, like, you're cheating. You're literally cheating. What do you mean you're gonna go to a club filled with half-naked girls just to like celebrate something, especially when they refer to it as like your last night of freedom? What do you mean? You weren't in a relationship for the past like 3 years? It's just so weird to me. It, in my opinion, it's emotional cheating, because you're just gonna sit there and watch a naked girl strip or dance. Like, it's just so weird to me. Just plain out disrespectful. I don't know, it's just not, it's not cute. And now all those like toxic, funny couples you see on TikTok, they're simply just toxic. Like, making all these TikToks and you're making all these comments, you're swearing at them, you're calling them names, like, that's not funny. Like, it's not. People actually go through that. Like, let's say they actually don't act like that behind the camera, and you're kind of just like profiting off of it. Like, you're just kind of normalizing it. Or they're simply toxic because you can't tell me that some of the things that they say to each other on camera, they don't mean a little bit. You can't say like them calling you a bitch is like a joke. That's not a joke. Same like when they prank each other. First of all, that's so fake, because you knowing that you're already on social media, how are you not just gonna guess right away you're pranking me? Like, they're always staged. There's no way that the pranks aren't staged. Like, you're well aware that you're getting pranked. And also, it's just not healthy being in a relationship where you're just like, even if you're just pretending to be toxic, that must be so exhausting. Why would you want to be mean to your boyfriend or girlfriend? Now this next one could be pretty controversial, but I'm just gonna like tell you my example so that you can understand where I'm coming from, or some people will just simply understand without needing an explanation. If you are not a girl's girl, you're weird. You're like weird or insecure because why do you prefer a guy's approval over a girl's? Like, it's just weird. And why wouldn't you back up a girl in like any situation? And the reason why I'm saying this is because I started watching Love Island, the newest season, season 6, and I feel like, again, this could be controversial because if you're watching the show, you might have different opinions than I do, but Liv is not a girl's girl. And let me tell you why. I understand that she was there mostly for the girls because she was never really coupled up with a guy, but I feel like she was mostly there for Kaylor, not anyone else. And let me say why. Because when the whole incident happened, like the girls having to vote a girl out, and it was between Janae, Nicole, and Andrea, in my opinion, I would have voted out Andrea as well. Like 100% I would have, because also I felt like Andrea was just really rude. She gave off a mean girl vibe, and she was just like, something about her made me feel like she was very malicious about everything that she was doing. The comment that she made towards like Hannah, like working out, like it was just so unnecessary. Like you did not have to make that comment or point anything out. Like it's just whatever. Also, when Rob picked Andrea, something about her face, her little smirk, it was just giving very like mean girl malicious vibes. Like why are you smiling and like enjoying that Leah is just not having a good time, you know? Like I was saying, like Liv, like for some reason she was throwing Leah under the bus for Andrea leaving, and she was like trying to make herself look good in front of Rob by saying that Leah had a lot more to do with it. Like, no girl, like you guys all voted for Andrea to leave, and I feel like that was the best decision anyway, because Janae, why would you want Janae to leave? She was there for all the right reasons. Yes, she wasn't coupled up with anyone at the moment, but she was there for all the good reasons, and they were friends with her. So her, like, for me, she was not a choice. It was definitely between Nicole and Andrea. So I understand why they chose her, but I don't like the way that Liv was throwing Leah under the bus and just not being a girl's girl, not taking her side, just completely like putting her on blast with Rob. Like they were both going at it to the point that Serena had to step in because they were just ganging up on her. Rob at the end, like he didn't even care that much about it. Like he really didn't, but Liv cared a little too much. So I just wanted to clarify what I meant by that. Like, why wouldn't you have your friends back? It's because Liv and Leah were friends at the time, so it just felt very off-putting. This next one, I'm sure a lot of girls will agree with me. Getting compliments from a girl means so much more than getting compliments from a guy. It just feels so much nicer being praised by a girl than a guy. Like, I get it. Like, if you get compliments by your boyfriend, like, yeah, like those compliments, they feel good. But when you get complimented by like a random girl in public, it's just like, oh, like, wow, like, I don't know, at least for me, I wouldn't go up to someone and just compliment them. So having a girl come up to me and just like compliment me about something, it's like, oh, like, okay, like it feels so much nicer. But when a guy, like if a guy tries to compliment you, it's just kind of like, please don't come up to me. Like, it's just so like, ugh. And my next one is when you gatekeep, let's say music or like makeup, a clothing brand, like it's just like, why are you gatekeeping it? Like it gives off really like little kid energy when you like don't want to share. What's so wrong about like sharing your favorite brand? Like artists, like wouldn't you want your artists to grow and like grow bigger platform? Like wouldn't you just want them to like do better for themselves? Next one is money equals happiness, and this is very true in many different levels, and it's because when you have money, you can pay off everything that you need to pay off, you know, like any bills, if you want to buy yourself something, you can buy it. Like it just relieves so much stress from your life when you have money. even if it buys happiness like momentarily, it's still buying like happiness. Like if you go out and you buy yourself a coffee, you buy yourself a treat, you'll be happy. Like you won't be as stressed, you won't be as like crabby, because you'll have a fat bank account. Now for the last like part of this video, I'm gonna go down a loophole. And the reason why is because I'm gonna talk about a little bit about the work environment. Not necessarily just mine, because I'm sure a lot of people deal with this. One of them being customers are not always right. Actually, they're never right. They never are, because how are you gonna come into my job and tell me how to do my job? What do you mean? I work here. Do you work here? No. I know the rules, I know the policies. Don't try to tell me otherwise unless you're my boss. Or don't try to have it your way simply because you feel entitled to have it your way. No, you were probably just spoiled all your life and you just don't like it when you don't have it your way. Next one is Karens are just unhappy with themselves. And I say this because how are you gonna go out in public and you're gonna try to make people feel bad? People, when they're at work, they don't wanna be there already. They're probably getting paid the most minimum wage ever. They're already dealing with people all day. When you walk in and you try to put them down for something, or you're just trying to find something wrong with what they're doing, you're a horrible person. How are you just gonna go somewhere and try to make people feel bad about themselves? Like, it's just so weird. It gives bully energy. Like, you just want to bully someone and make someone sad just like you are. Now, this is my last hot take. Some people just want to have something to complain about. The amount of times that I feel like someone has come up and they're having a hard time already like paying, they're taking forever, they like can't figure their life out for some reason. Like all you have to do is order and pay. That's it. At least like at my job, I don't know, like they get their drink or whatever, then they're like, was this made with this milk? Was this like 3.5 pums, 3/4 pums? Like, yes girl, I just made it for you. And they like taste it and they're like, something's off about it. I don't know, it's like, I don't know what it is. And we're like, okay, do you want us to remake it for you? We remake it for them. We make it the exact same way. And they're like, oh my God, it's perfect. No, you just, like, it was the exact same drink. We made it the exact same way. You just wanted something to complain about. Like, that's it. Like, that's it. Like, let me list this one scenario where I was called rude. I remember this lady, she came with like her 2 daughters or something, and she ordered, and then she paid with a gift card, like on her app, she paid with a gift card, and then like she walked away, and my coworker noticed that she hadn't paid the whole thing. Like she only owed like $5, or I don't know how much she owed, but she still had a remaining balance that she needed to pay. And she like walked away though. Like she didn't even wait by like where you pick up the drinks. Like she just walked away, and we're like, okay, like when she comes back, like I'll make sure to send her over by the register, because I was the one making drinks. And I had finished her daughter's drinks, and I knew that like it was just her drink left when she came. And I was like, okay, like I don't think I said anything. My coworker sent her over by the register, and so I think she was already upset because we like kind of called her out. But how are we not gonna tell you? How are we not gonna like confront you and tell you didn't pay the full balance that you needed to pay? So she sent her over by the register, and she like paid, and she looked annoyed. So I was just like, okay, whatever. So then I handed out her drink, and it was a hot drink, and it was a very busy day. I believe it was a Saturday morning, and her face like said it all. Like she was like already like, she was like huffing and puffing. I'm like, okay. But I handed out her drink, and it was a hot drink. I handed it to her, and then she looked at me and she's like, can I have a stopper? And I was like, give me 1 second. I was like in between of making like probably like 3 different drinks. So I walked to the back because I had run out of stoppers. So I run to the back, grab some stoppers, put them in the, like this little container that we keep them in. And then I handed her one as I was still doing something else. I didn't like really look at her. I just handed it to her, and then I kept doing what I was doing, right? Because we were in the middle of a rush. I was the only one making drinks, and there was only one person taking orders. So it was busy. And the lady, like I just felt her still standing there, and I looked at her, and she was like, you guys are like not very nice here. I was like, what did I do? Like, I actually don't care, but like, what did I do that gave off like mean energy? Like, I gave you your fucking stopper. What else did you want from me? I don't think I said anything. I was just like, and I just kept working. Like, what do you want me to do? But yeah, that's pretty much it. So please don't flame me in the comments. Or I'll just delete your comment because I'll cry about it. So don't be mean. I'm just as entitled to an opinion just as you are. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. And I'll see you soon.